Well, hello, all of our Edmond viewers today. I hope you're doing swell. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. And I don't know if you guys got rain last night or not. I just got a lot of wind and dark clouds. But you're here because you want to know all the things about getting a home loan. And that's what this video is all about. So if you're an Edmond, Oklahoma home buyer who's looking at different home loans and you're wanting to learn more about it, this is absolutely the right video. I'm here today with Tom Rosser of Gateway Mortgage, and he's going to go over the 9 top questions that people ask Google about getting a home loan. So I'm super excited about that, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Tom, question number 1. Is there a difference between pre-qual and pre-approval when it comes to getting a home loan?
There is a difference between pre-qual and pre-approval, Josh. Absolutely, yes is the answer to that question. I can get into the details of it. So a pre-qual, if I give you a pre-qualification letter, that means I am sending that out based on what you've told me. It is what you put on your application as far as what your income is, as far as what your assets are, as far as what you told me. It's basically what you told me. If I send you a pre-approval letter, it is what you have shown me. It's what you have documented, and it's what I have seen. It's what an underwriter has seen, and we've documented your income, we've documented your assets, we've reviewed your credit report. Essentially is the difference between it. I've either seen your documents or I haven't seen your documents.
So a pre-approval letter is worth a lot more, especially in a multiple offer situation.
Correct. For the most part, though, we issue pre-qualification letters because a lot of times it needs to be issued really quickly when we have time, when someone has all their documents, when they come to apply and they have all the documents with them, we can send a pre-approval letter out as well.
Wow, super informative. Guys, if that helps you out on knowing the difference between those, give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget, while we're going through here, if you've got questions, even if you're watching this video 2, 3, 4 years down the road, put them in the comment. Tom and I will still get those questions answered for you. So comment on them, give it a thumbs up if that's helpful. Second question that a lot of home borrowers ask Google when it comes to getting a home loan is, what's the down payment? Like, what is that?
Well, in Edmond, you're going to have a down payment. Well, I guess you can do a VA home loan and not have a down payment. There are a couple loan programs that don't have down payment requirements. VA and USDA are the two main ones that I think of that don't have down payments. Most of Edmond, I would venture to say all of Edmond does not qualify for USDA. So you're going to have a down payment unless you're a veteran using your VA home loan in Edmond, Oklahoma. First-time homebuyers will qualify for 3% down payments. And a first-time homebuyer is someone that hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. That's how we classify a first-time homebuyer right now. You get 3% down, you've got 5% down, you've got 3.5% down on an FHA home loan. We also have a bunch of down payment assistance programs. If the obstacle is down payment, we still want to talk to you.
Okay. And so a down payment is sort of like your investment in the home, like 3% down on a $400,000 house. It's 12 grand. You put 12 grand of your cash assets into the home.
Yes, we love skin in the game, and we absolutely. So a lot of times if I have trouble getting approval, but I increase the down payment, it helps with approval, right? So if someone's investing their own money into the transaction, it helps.
Okay. Third question that borrowers have in Edmond, Oklahoma, when they're going to get a home loan is, do the different credit scores really matter? Like if I've got a 700, does a 750 make it any better?
No, why would a credit score matter at all? Just kidding. Yes, credit score absolutely matters. We incentivize people who have a history of paying other people back. We love to lend to them, right? Because they pay people back. They have a history of paying others back. So their credit score should be higher. That'll get them better terms than lower credit score. So, 600, we'll say 580 is a credit score that most lenders need you to qualify. That opens up the doors. That means you should call somebody and see if you can buy a house. Every 20 points after that, it usually helps you on your interest rate or the terms of the loan that you're going to get. So 620 is better than 600, 640, all the way up to a 760 credit score. After that, it kind of doesn't matter.
Wow, great info. Tom, I forgot to tell people, if they want to reach out to you, if they want to give you a call, what's the best phone number or how should they do that?
They should call me at 405-751-3800. You can reach me online at gatewayokc.com.
Awesome, awesome, guys. And we'll have that information down in the description below too. So if you just scroll down the description and you have questions that we don't go over today, be sure to reach out to Tom on those questions. Fourth question that a lot of people ask Google when it comes to getting a home loan in Edmond, Oklahoma, Tom, is do I have to spend everything I'm approved for? Like, Tom, if you say, Josh, you got a $715,000 loan, go get it. What if I only want a $400,000 house? Is that okay?
Yeah, everybody gets to make that choice on their own. I'm not going to force you to go buy your maximum. You have some people that they want their maximum. They want to live in the max out what they qualify for. You've got other people that say, hey, I want my monthly payment to be $2,500 a month, period. Nothing over that. What should I go look for? So we can address all the different scenarios and advise if advice is needed or advice is asked for. But for the most part, it's your choice. You just say, hey, I get 715. I'm going to go look at 715 and not a penny cheaper. But the other person might say, hey, I want $2,500. I'm going to go look for the 350 house or, whatever that equates to.
And guys, for all of our veterans out there who are 100% disabled and you're looking at moving to Edmond, Oklahoma, guys, you who are 100% disabled and go through the approval process with Muskogee and with the state of Oklahoma and Oklahoma County, you're going to be in for a huge surprise on how much savings you're going to get when it comes to your real estate tax. So Edmond real estate tax is very expensive. And if you're set on a monthly payment budget and you're 100% disabled and you go through the proper channels, you're going to get that real estate tax waived and you're going to get a big, big home for $2,500 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Question number 5 that a lot of people have when it comes to getting a home loan, Tom, is how do I know which mortgage type is right for me?
We tell you to pick your top 2 and then flip a coin. No, I'm just kidding. How do I know which mortgage type is right? You ask an expert. You ask the mortgage people, hey, this is the monthly payment I'm looking for. This is the down payment I'm looking for. Sometimes you don't have a ton of choices, right? Sometimes it's just you're doing a conventional loan with 10% down. That's your choice. But most of the time you're going to have a few different options. You might have FHA and VA and a conventional option, and we just show them all to you. And you might say, hey, this one looks best. If I'm here, this is the one I'm choosing. But the easy answer is work with a trusted, valued person that can tell you which mortgage type is right. And there's so many different factors that go into which mortgage type is right. It's not always just down payment and credit score. It's, hey, am I going to live there for how long? How long do I plan to live there? How many other homes do I plan to own? When I vacate that house, do I want to keep it? Do I want to turn it into an investment? There's lots of questions that go into that. And then working with someone that you trust and that can offer good advice is very helpful.
Great info, guys. Don't forget, Tom's info is down below if you want to call him directly with any of your questions. The 6th question that a lot of home borrowers ask Google, especially in today's market, is if I buy a home, is there a certain period of time I have to wait before I can refi it if there's a drastic change in the rates?
Technically, no, there's no waiting period. Some people will say, oh, it's frowned upon to refinance in the first 6 months, but no one's going to stop you from getting better terms on a mortgage if better terms are out there. Now, there were some predatory things happening in the past few years where someone would refi in July and then you get a call from somebody else and want to refi in August, and maybe you're saving 1/8 of a point, and a consumer would do that. But they put some stops in there, some checks to make sure those things are not happening, where we have to show that the refinance does benefit the applicant, or we can't do the refinance. Simple answer to that question is there you can refinance right away if rates drop.
Wow, that's good info to know. Another question that borrowers have when it comes to getting a home loan in Edmond, Oklahoma is, what the heck is escrow, MIP, taxes, and primary? What is that?
Let's take them one by one. So I just had the escrow question this morning. We've got a first-time home buyer, and she's closing on Friday. She just got her closing disclosure, And we thought we'd covered escrow, but escrow is definitely a big question all the time. Your escrow account is the money that we hold to pay your taxes and your insurance. When you buy a home, you will pay the insurance a year in advance. So we will pay that right at closing, and then we'll collect 3 months of insurance, collect 3 months of taxes, and that starts your escrow account. So you've got a balance when you close. You make a monthly payment every single month. We take the portion that goes to insurance and the portion that goes to your property taxes, and we put that in your escrow account. Every year on your home loan anniversary, we pay your insurance company another year in advance. In Oklahoma, every year in December, we pay property taxes. So we go to the county, whatever county you bought in, Oklahoma County, we pay Oklahoma County property taxes. So escrow account is this account that rotates over and over and over again with your insurance and taxes. MIP, mortgage insurance premium. Let's tackle that one. So mortgage insurance premium on conventional loans you'll have unless you put 20% down. On government loans, you've got some of it. VA doesn't have a monthly mortgage insurance premium. On a conventional, you pay it until you reach a certain balance, and then it automatically drops. So at 78%, it should automatically drop off. At 80%, you're supposed to call your servicer and ask them to drop it off. I cover MIP, mortgage insurance premium. There's, I want to say one more thing about mortgage insurance premium. A conversation I had this morning with a home buyer. She wanted to put 20% down, but it was really going to stretch her budget. And so we said, hey, let's do 15% down. And she was really scared. And I think she just had a misconception about mortgage insurance, that it's very, very expensive. It's not always very, very expensive. There's some players in the mortgage insurance market now, and so they've made it very competitive. It's brought some of the prices down. Mortgage insurance premiums are not always, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Taxes, we know
kind
tax
of covered that. Sorry, that's probably a typo on my part.
Okay, and then primary. So essentially, what I want you to know is that you might see mortgage payments online, and a lot of times they only tell you the principal and interest portion of the payment. That is your actual loan paying, right? You're paying back your loan. Your house payment has other parts to it: insurance, taxes, and mortgage insurance.
Okay, so primary pays down the actual balance of the loan.
Yeah, that's the principal and interest. That's the loan.
Okay.
But your payment's not just the principal and interest.
Yeah, and I forgot to put interest. So thank you so much for helping the borrowers. Edmond borrowers, I completely screwed up number 7. Sorry about that. Number 8, Tom, is an appraisal always required? Is another question that Edmond, Oklahoma home buyers who are looking up for a loan have been asking Google. Is an appraisal required?
Most of the time, an appraisal is required. We get waivers occasionally as well. I would say we get waivers right now. It's close to 15% of the time we're getting some waivers. Waivers have to do with down payment and the amount of data that the agencies have collected from the area that you're buying. So let's say, I don't want to bring up all the agencies, but let's just say Fannie Mae is an agency that we securitize loans with. We run things through an automated underwriter with Fannie Mae, and it tells us what we have to get to give someone a loan. And that automated underwriter will tell us if we need an appraisal or not. I might run that automated underwriter with a 10% down payment and not get a waiver. And then I increase it to 20% and I might get an appraisal waiver because of the increased down payment. There are also some, they've been aggregating data for years. So there are also some areas where they just have a ton of data. And you might go buy a house for $400,000 and you're only going to do 5% down or 3% down. And we get that contract. We run it through the automated underwriter, and they've got all this data that they just agree. Yes, it's worth $400,000. You don't have to do an appraisal. So there are kind of a couple different factors on when we get in a waiver and when we don't. On a purchase, it's pretty likely we have to get an appraisal.
Super informative. That's amazing. Besides data and down payment, would there be anything else that, like, maybe the borrower's assets, like if they've got $5 million in the bank and they're buying a $250,000 home for their kid to go to college at UCO, would that matter, or is it just down payment?
Assets can matter. Assets definitely can impact approval. It's more data. I mean, it's more data driven. I mean, the collateral of the loan, right? The home is considered the collateral of the loan. Is so important that we value that properly. Yeah, you're most likely getting an appraisal.
Okay. And that's what the appraiser does. He values the asset for the lender.
Yeah, he or she. So we've got a panel, an appraisal panel deal coming up with a couple of appraisers, a few appraisers that'll go over that. But yes, they compare it to other homes in the market. If you're buying 4,000 square foot house, they compare it to other 4,000 square feet homes, and they say this one sold for 500, this one sold for 520, and this one sold for 480. Yours is probably worth 500.
That's cool. And then the ninth question that a lot of home borrowers ask Google when they're going to get a home loan in Edmond, Oklahoma, Tom, is, should I pay more than my minimum?
It's kind of like that question. My max is 700. Should I go by 700? To me, that's a how do you sleep well at night kind of question, and it's a subjective one that's different for everybody. If you've got reserves and you're comfortable having a certain amount of reserves, and you get a bonus, and you want to apply that extra money towards your mortgage payment, yes, I think applying extra money towards a mortgage payment can save you interest in the long run for sure, right? So the common thing that people will hear is if you make an extra payment a year, it'll save 7 years on a 30-year mortgage. That's kind of an average deal. That saves you a lot of interest, right? 7 years is a lot of interest. But again, it's subjective. It's how you feel. If there's a bunch of different ways to do it, right? So let's say your payment's $2,400 a month. That's, we do that math. You can break that down divided by 12 and just add 200 every single payment. Or, you get your Christmas bonus, and if you get Christmas bonuses, you can just do a lump sum of 2,400. It serves the same purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they do that online, they want to make sure to click the little button that says primary, right?
Yes, for sure. Put it towards the principal. Yes.
Principal. Wow. That was super, super informative, Tom. Once again, if people have additional questions, what's the best number for them to reach out to you at?
Call us at 405-751-3800. We would love to talk to you. Love to help you.
Awesome. And for just general purposes, guys, if you've got to go, if you got something else to do, definitely jump off. But before you do, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share this with anyone who's getting ready to get a home loan. Super valuable information that Tom put out today. Tom Rosser at Gateway Mortgage put out for us today. And it might be something that they'll definitely want to know more about, and they can give Tom a question about. But on the personal side of things, Tom, you literally just ran the Boston Marathon, man. Wow. What is that? What is the scenery like? Like, how many people are out there trying to give you shots? Like, what's going on with that
insane.
run?
I thought I was prepared for it, Josh, but it was way bigger than I thought. You do the Oklahoma City one or whatever you run, and there's people occasionally out there. It felt like every single mile, the streets were lined for 26 straight miles with just people yelling from this side, people yelling from this side. It was really, really nuts. It was overwhelming. I do most of my training in the dark by myself. And then to be in a group of 30,000 people, everybody yelling, it was overwhelming. It was awesome. Great experience.
Wow. That is so awesome. We actually had a customer ask a question. Is there any benefit to buying a house with all cash rather than leveraging other people's money?
You may get it might help you get an offer in a tight inventory situation. But yeah, I think mortgage interest is good interest, right? It's still deductible. You still get a good, a tax deduction from your mortgage interest. But yeah, Josh, you can help answer that too, right? It depends on the price range you're running, and you might need cash.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing with the property. Absolutely. If it's an investment and you don't want to leverage other people's money, and if you don't think the asset is going to appreciate more than the value of the interest, or you're not going to be able to hit the numbers that you want, that you're looking for your personal cash flow, it really depends for every borrower's own situation. Is buying everything with cash beneficial? Dave Ramsey's going to say, don't do it any other way. Dave Ramsey's going to say, don't do it any other way. And then there's going to be a lot of investors like Grant Cardone who have a $1 billion portfolio. He likes to go, that's with a capital B, baby. And he's like, yeah, use other people's money all day long. It just really depends on your own subjective situation. But yeah, and depending on the property too. I mean, $1 million 24-plex property, you may not want to drop $1 million down on that right away, because if you leverage out 80% of it, you still have, and you started with the $1 million, you still have 5 other $200,000 chunks. You still have 4 other $200,000 chunks to go multiply that investment if that's the vehicle you're in. If it's just a single family home you're buying for mom so she could be close to you, and you've got a very affordable market area and it's only $100,000 or $110,000, yeah, you may just want to buy it for mom so there's no hiccups later on. And especially if you're buying it for mom, mom may not want to use her own money, especially the sick way the Medicare system's set up. You can't have any cash assets as an elderly person going into retirement homes nowadays. You just can't. You want to take advantage of the Medicare system and the racket that it's set up. But every situation is subjective. And full disclosure, we're not financial advisors. Seek your own financial advisor's advice. We just have to put that out there for full disclosure purposes. We're real estate guys and mortgage guys, not financial advisors. What do you think about that, Tom? Did I speak too much?
No, you agree. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said there. Everybody's got different options, and yeah, you want to leverage like Cardone, you can do that.
Awesome. Clyde, thank you so much for commenting on today's video. We're very happy to bring that to you. Tom, so all those people in the Oklahoma City Marathon make it easier to run. So are you saying it was times 10 even easier to run because of the amount of people that were out there? Like you were like on a sightseeing trip?
It was harder to get into your negative thoughts, right? When you're running for that long, you can easily get into, why am I here? This is dumb. This is dumb. When people are yelling at you, it's harder to get into that. So yeah, it was definitely motivating. For me personally, it kind of got overwhelming, and we're like, just leave me alone for a minute. But it was awesome. It was unbelievable.
And you went to a Red Sox game. How's the stadium? How's the food?
Did
you get a hot dog?
I got a beer and a hot dog, had to do that. Somebody told me to do the tour, and I kind of regret that I didn't get the tour, because it is such a iconic ballpark, and it was so cool. Yeah, to see the fans. You hear about Boston sports fans, and they are nuts, man. It was awesome to be just sitting with them as a part of it. And they got to play. We saw them play the Angels. So it was that Ohtani, right? He's a really good pitcher and hitter, and then Mike Trout. So it was just a really cool experience.
Did you guys do the Airbnb? Did you do a local hotel? Do you have any
we did
information?
Both.
Yeah,
we did. I'm gonna leave it there. My wife would love to tell you about what you should do and shouldn't do, but we did both.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you for bringing this wealth of knowledge to the Edmond, Oklahoma metro area home buyers who are looking for a home loan. Tom, it's so great, guys. All of Tom's information is down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our updates. And we'd love to help you on the real estate side of things too when you're relocating to move within Oklahoma City and Edmond metro areas with all your real estate needs. We'll see you guys on the next video.
Thanks, Josh.